What if the most dangerous financial collapse in history isn't behind us, but quietly forming again? In 1929, the world was booming. Stock prices were soaring. Everyone felt rich. And then, within months, it all vanished. Factories shut down. Banks collapsed. 1 in 4 Americans lost their jobs. And now, nearly a century later, the signs are starting to look eerily familiar. The Great Depression wasn't caused by one mistake. It was a chain reaction. A speculative stock market bubble, fueled by cheap credit. Banks collapsing after depositors panicked. Trade wars triggered by the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. A shrinking money supply as the Federal Reserve froze instead of acted. And a global domino effect as economies tied to gold dragged each other down. From 1929 to 1933, America's GDP fell nearly 30%. Unemployment hit 25%. The stock market lost almost 90% of its value. Prosperity built on debt and speculation vanished overnight. Now look around. The Dow Jones is breaking records again. Household debt is the highest in history. Asset prices, homes, stocks, even collectibles, are inflated by easy money and optimism. Sound familiar? Yet today's economy looks different on paper. Central banks can print trillions at the press of a button. Bank deposits are insured. And governments know what do-nothing can lead to. They've studied 1929 like scripture. So are we safe? Not exactly. Because while the systems are stronger, the pressure points have simply moved. Economists are quietly watching the same red flags that flashed before every major downturn. 1. The leading economic index, falling month after month. 2. Consumer confidence sinking below 95, showing households are uneasy about jobs and prices. 3. Global trade slowing sharply, exports down, protectionism rising again. 4. China's economy losing steam, Europe barely growing, and the US can't outrun a global slowdown forever. 5. The labor market, still strong, but cracks forming, hiring freezes, jobless claims creeping up. Put them together, and it starts to feel like the calm before a storm. Remember, the Great Depression didn't start with panic. It started with confidence. People truly believed this time is different. The United States doesn't exist in a vacuum anymore. When China's growth slows, US exports drop. When Europe sneezes, Wall Street catches a cold. And when wars or tariffs disrupt trade routes, inflation spikes, hitting consumers everywhere. Today's IMF data shows global growth hovering near 3%, the weakest decade since the 1960s. World trade growth, 2.8% and falling. Before the 2008 crash, it was more than double that. It's not collapse yet, but it's stagnation, the kind that drains momentum until one unexpected event breaks the system open. Here's the hard truth. A full repeat of the Great Depression is less likely, but not impossible. Why less likely? Because we have safety nets, stimulus tools, and global coordination that didn't exist in 1929. Banks are better regulated, and the Federal Reserve reacts fast, even if imperfectly. But why not impossible? Because debt levels are at record highs. Because markets are leveraged and addicted to low interest rates. Because geopolitical shocks, from wars to trade wars, can still trigger panic. And because human psychology hasn't changed. Greed, fear, overconfidence. Those haven't evolved at all. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And the verses sound uncomfortably familiar. The Great Depression taught us that economies collapse slowly, then suddenly. That denial always comes before disaster. And that ignoring warning signs doesn't make them disappear. But it also showed something hopeful. Recovery is possible. Innovation surged. Social safety nets were born. The middle class eventually rose stronger than before. The question isn't, will it happen again? It's, will we be ready when the music stops? History is whispering. Are we listening?